Welcome to Love, Laughter, and Limits. I'm Tom Dozier, and this lesson is Honesty for Elementary and Tween Kids. This class will help you teach your children to be honest and help you eliminate lying and stealing if it becomes a problem. I want to first acknowledge my mentor in this, Dr. Glenn Latham, and his book, The Power of Positive Parenting, which is the source for the materials that you'll hear in this lesson. So, the first thing you want to look at doing is teach honesty and being trustworthy. One of the things you can do is use age-appropriate books. I went out on the internet and found this one, Sanji's Seed. It's out of print, but it can still be bought used. It's a good book. There's another version of it, the same story, called The Empty Pot. It's definitely in print still. It's a good book. But you want to use examples. There's lots of books for little kids. There's fewer that really do a good job for the elementary age, but I'm sure you can find some. Talk to your librarian. You want to teach the fact that you really expect your children to be honest, and teach that directly. In this family, we believe in being honest. That means we tell the truth. We respect other people's property. We're trustworthy, and we do the things we say we're going to do. We tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Role play it with your kids, right? Practice it. Set it up as a family value. In my family, I would say, we're Doziers. We believe in telling the truth. We believe in being honest. So it's very important that you're a good role model. You're a good example of honesty.
Grandpa, the phone's for you.
Tell him I'm not here, honey. Oops. That doesn't work, is it? That's not a good example of honesty. Let's try that again. Okay?
Grandpa, the phone's for you.
Honey, tell him I'm not available right now.
Okay.
See, that's an honest answer, right? I'm not available, I can't talk. That's an honest answer. So watch your answers and the things you say, because as parents, we need to be the example of honesty. You want to notice honest and dishonest actions in others, and talk with your children about how honesty works better than being dishonest and how it benefits them. You want to look for opportunities to label your child as being honest and trustworthy. That the child does something that is honest, you can say, thank you for being honest. For example, you give the child some money to go into the store and buy something. They come out, they give you the receipt and the exact change. You can say, hey, thanks for returning the exact change. I appreciate you being honest. The child may get extra change at the store from a clerk. It happens from time to time. And they return the extra change, and you say, hey, that was very honest. Thank you. I admire that. And maybe you ask the child a question, and you know the answer to, and the child gives you an honest answer, and you say, hey, thanks for giving me an honest answer. And so when you do this, you're building the general principle of being honest, not focusing on not lying. You may know about their homework. You ask them about their assignments or what they have to do, and if you know that they give you an accurate answer, you want to appreciate them being honest, right? You want to build the value of trust in a way that it ties into what they're doing. So, for example, you say, yeah, you can go out and play for an hour, but I need you back in at 5:30. The kid comes back in at 5:30 or 5:35, basically there, and does what you've asked him to do, and you say, hey, thanks for keeping your word. I appreciate you being trustworthy. And that's just catching them, being good, and putting the focus on being honest. Now, don't make your child a liar or label them as a liar, right? Don't make them lie. So be careful what you ask. If a kid snuck some cookies from the kitchen, and you say, did you sneak the cookies? They go, no, I didn't sneak any cookies, right? Well, it's not a moral issue. They're just trying to not get in trouble. So if you know they took the cookies, just say, I'm disappointed that you took the cookies. When I say no cookies, what do I expect you to do? And you want to avoid verbally attacking, accusing, scolding, and questioning of the kids about their inappropriate behavior. Why did you hit your sister? I didn't hit my sister. There's a lie. She started it. Another lie, maybe. Right? Why are you always picking on me? So you want to have a more positive interaction with the kids. If the kids are fighting, just say, hey kids, break it up, knock it off. Right? You don't get into interrogating them because they're just going to start lying. And you don't want to reward lying. You want to reward or saying that they've done something. You want to reward doing it. So if a child has to make their bed before they can watch TV, and you say, well, have you made your bed? Yes? Okay, go ahead and watch TV, and then you don't follow up at all. Well, you're just setting yourself up for a situation that when the kid's pressed to watch this show that's going to come on, or it started 30 seconds ago, and they haven't made their bed, it's very tempting for them to tell a lie. This time Erin's 8 years old. She fibs about things. Now, this is a very common thing for kids to tell little fibs, especially when it's like they need to do a chore, but they want to play. They need to make their bed, and that's the case what we're going to focus on here, and they'd rather play. So I would say, Erin, did you make your bed?
Yes.
Okay, well then go play. Now, you see what I'm doing here is I'm actually enticing her to lie to me, because if she says no, what happens? She has to go make her bed. If she says yes, well then she gets to go play. That's the reward for lying. And with an 8-year-old, lying is not really a moral issue. It's really much more of trying to do the things you need to do that are so important at that moment. So let's try this with Erin. So Erin, did you make your bed?
Yeah.
Well, come on, let's go take a look and see, because I love to look at made beds.
I think I'll go into my room first.
Okay, honey, go ahead. That's right, come on back. Okay, see, she was not gonna, it wasn't truth, and I didn't yell and call her a liar. She walked off, right? I just let it go on. I made sure that the lie didn't pay off. Okay, so Erin, did you make your bed?
No.
Well, you know what, honey? That's an honest answer, and I love an honest answer. And as soon as your bed is made, what can you do?
Play.
That's right. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, and then she can go off and make her bed. Now we're going to do it where she actually did make her bed. So we're going to do a little walking on screen here. So, hey, Erin, did you make your bed?
Yeah.
Okay, come on. I love to see made beds. Let's go take a look at it. So we walk in there. Oh, Erin, your bed looks so nice. Thank you so much for making your bed and being responsible. Now, have fun. And then she goes off and has fun. So if you're dealing with a child fibbing, make it so it doesn't pay off for them. But focus on telling the truth. So you see how noticing it, following up, checking it out works well. And if you go to see the bed and they've kind of made it, but it's not done well enough, you say, oops, not finished yet. What else do you need to do? And you point to whatever it is that they need to do. Oh yeah, I need to put the pillows on the bed. And let them go ahead and do it. Make it a positive thing. Now, telling the truth isn't easy. So you need to have some empathy for your kids when it comes to telling the truth under pressure. It can be really hard. I remember as an adult working at this company, and I'd gone over to Malaysia, and I wrote a message back to the plant that didn't say exactly what the plant manager wanted, back to the U.S. that didn't say exactly what the plant manager wanted me to say. And he came in and he kind of started getting on to me, and we called him King Chuck. And he had a lot of power and scared the bejeebers out of me, and I would have said anything at that moment in time. So it's hard sometimes being honest. And as a kid, I remember having a teacher in school ask me if I had been eating candy and I'd been sucking on M&Ms, but I didn't want to get in trouble, so I lied. So it's hard to always tell the truth. So remember that. It's not a moral issue. It's just expedient. And so one of the things that you can use, is something Dr. Latham used in his home, is called try again. I want to demonstrate a way of handling fibs, lies, right, that doesn't really call you a liar. Okay? So Erin, whenever I ask you a question, you know, sometimes it's really hard to tell the truth if you're going to get in trouble or if you're embarrassed, right? Sometimes it takes more than one try to get the honest answer. Even if you want to say the honest answer, the truth, sometimes it's hard. So what I'm going to do is I'll say try again, okay? And when I say try again, you think, okay, how can I answer this honestly, truthfully, okay? So I want you to give me an answer that is not truthful a couple of times, and we'll just show you how it works, okay?
Okay.
Erin, what color is my shirt?
Purple.
Try again.
Green.
Try again, honey.
Red.
That's exactly right. Thank you for that honest answer. Okay, that's how it works. So let's try it again. Aaron, how old are you?
8.
Try again.
11.
Try again.
10.
That's right. Thank you for the honest answer. Okay. Now, the reason that we need to do this is to make it easy because, sometimes if I say, Aaron, come in here right now. What did you do to the cat? We had one of our daughters colored the white cat with colored markers one time. So if you feel like you're going to get in trouble, the first thing is to say, I didn't do anything, right? So let's try it with the cat. Aaron, what did you do to the cat?
Nothing.
Aaron, try again.
I colored it with markers.
Thank you for giving me an honest answer. Now, do you think the cat liked that?
No.
Okay. I'd rather you not do that, honey. Thank you. Okay, that's try again. Pretty simple. It's a whole lot better than me saying, okay, suppose you just went and got a cookie. I'm going to do it the wrong way. This is the wrong way. This is an example of why you want to use try again. So it's close to dinner time. Do you like cookies? Mm-hmm. What's your favorite cookie?
Chocolate chip.
Oh, chocolate chip cookies. Okay, so we had this cookie jar of chocolate chip cookies in the kitchen. And I'm cooking. I just walk out of the kitchen, and I see you come into the kitchen. I hear clank, clank, clank of the cookie jar, right? And I see you walking out with 2 cookies, with a cookie in a hand, and you're taking a bite, right? So I go, oh. Aaron, did you take a cookie?
Yeah.
Oh, that's an honest answer. That's a great answer. Okay, but now if I'm really mad at you, do you think you're going to give an honest answer the first time?
No.
Okay, so let's pretend, right? I'm really mad at you. Aaron, did you take a cookie from the cookie jar?
No.
You liar! I saw you take that cookie. Now, don't you lie to me, little girl. Do you understand me? See, now, that puts all the emphasis on calling her the wrong thing. Totally focuses on that she's a liar and she's lied to me and I'll never be able to trust you again. How can I ever trust you if you lie to me? Okay? Wrong way. I see her come in. Aaron, did you take a cookie from the cookie jar?
No.
Try again.
Yes.
Thank you, honey. Now, would you please put the one back that you haven't eaten yet? Okay. See, that's so much nicer. Isn't that much nicer than calling her a liar? Look at this girl. Look at her. Look at that. Right? Would I want to call her a liar? Of course I wouldn't want to call her a liar. She's so sweet. All right. Thank you very much, Aaron. Okay. Pretty simple. Gives the kids a chance to get the right answer out, which is not easy, remember. Now, if you're dealing with a situation where there's lying and stealing, and this is like the first time, second time, it's not a real repeating problem yet, there's some things that you don't want to do. You don't want to view it as a moral issue. You want to view it as something that's kind of a practical problem to the kids. Don't respond in a way that's going to make it worse. So don't lose your cool. Don't ask, why did you lie? Don't accuse them of stealing something if you don't know for a fact that they did it. Don't argue with them over whether they did or didn't, or why it was right or wrong. Don't focus on the lying, because if that focus on the lying or stealing actually it builds the wrong behavior, right? It gets more of lying, stealing. And don't label the child like, well, that's a lie, or you're such a liar, you're a thief, I can't believe you stole that. See, that just makes it worse. And don't use over-the-top statements like, well, how can I ever trust you again? See, that just makes it worse. And then you don't want to spend too much time on it. What you do want to do for a first-time situation is you want to respond in a calm, controlled manner. You want to express disapproval, saying something like, I'm disappointed to hear that you were not honest with your teacher, or I'm really upset that you didn't tell me the truth, or I'm sorry that you didn't admit what you did. And remember, we're avoiding using words like lying and liar and dishonest and stealing, right? And then you want to focus on what you expect, and that is to tell the truth, to be completely honest, to be true to your word, and you want to have a lot of empathy and understanding for the child. So if the child knows what you expect, then you want to just ask the question so the child can tell you. And you say, okay, now when it comes to the things we say, what do I expect of you? Well, you expect me to say tell the truth. That's right, I expect you to tell the truth. So when I ask you if you have any homework, what do I expect you to say? Or, well, to give you an accurate answer. That's right, very good, thank you. If I ask you if you brush your teeth, what do I expect you to say if you have? Yes, that's right. And how about if you haven't? Well, no. That's right. Both of those are honest, truthful answers. Thank you. You know, you want to deal with these situations in a way so that the child is thinking about it. And then you want to end with a payoff for the child. Okay, now I'm going to watch, and I want to appreciate your honest behavior because I appreciate you being honest and trustworthy. Now, for a repeated problem, you need to implement a consequence, and that's a punishment, right? So if you have a repeating problem, you want to review the expectations. Okay, concerning honesty, what do I expect for the things you say? Well, to tell the truth. That's right. And how about property and other people's money, something that's left on the counter, something's in my purse? Right, leave it alone. That's exactly right. Thank you very much. You may talk a little bit about, well, why is it important? Why do I believe it's important? Why do we think it's important that you be completely honest? Well, so you can trust me. That's right, so I can trust you. Very good answer. And then you can say, well, being trustworthy is one of the ways that you earn the fun things that you like to do around here. So if you choose to state the problem, take things that are not yours, say things that are not true. Notice I'm not saying stealing and lying. I'm trying to have it in a more non-accusing, neutral words, right? If you take things that are not yours, then you will not be able to, and then you want to have, boom, there's the punishment, right? What is it that they will not be able to do for how long? And it needs to be fairly intense for the child. You will not be able to use any electronics of any kind for 1 day, right? You don't want to run it out long with this age kid, but make it where it's known what's going to happen. Short, intolerable, known in advance. And then you want to have the child repeat back what's going to happen, right? Then you want to acknowledge, say, look for the honest behavior to happen, acknowledge that, and you want to be a role model. So I've got another little role play here with a helper of mine. Let's watch that now. Erin's going to pretend that I'm her grandpa. And Erin, how old are you?
10.
Great. You're a great looking 10-year-old. So the problem we have is that Erin has been buying lunch and breakfast at school when she's been told that she's not allowed to do that. And she even forged a note to give herself permission to do that when signing my signature to it. So I'm going to confront her and talk to her about this problem. So Erin, I got a call from the school cafeteria lady, and I'm very disappointed to find out that you've been buying breakfast, even though you've told us otherwise, and that you've actually written the note with our signature saying that you had permission to do that. And I'm very disappointed that you would do that. When it comes to being honest and truthful in the things you say and do, what do we expect of you?
Be honest.
Be honest. That's exactly right. So if you say something, what do we expect it to be? Correct or incorrect?
Correct.
Right? If you tell us you're going to do something, what do we expect you to do?
Do it.
That's right. See, it's very important that you're honest and trustworthy so that we can let you have lots of privileges and do lots of things. So being honest and trustworthy is very important. Now, Erin, should you choose, and I know it's tempting, right? I know it's really tempting to have your friends there getting breakfast, and even though you've had breakfast at home, you know, it's fun to eat with them. But should you choose to buy your lunch at school without permission?
No.
No, but if you do, okay, it's going to cost you the privileges, the fun things that you like to do around this house. Now, what are some of the really fun things that you like to do around here? Just answer whatever's normal. What are the fun things that you like to do, honey?
Watch TV.
You like to watch TV, or what else do you like to do?
Play with my siblings.
That's right. And what kind of games do y'all play? Do you have to just play
Board games.
board games? Okay. So now, Aaron, if you choose, and I know it's going to be hard, maybe, but if you choose to buy your lunch, okay, or tell us something that's not true, then it's going to cost you the privileges that you really enjoy around this house. So for one full day, 24 hours, you're not going to be able to watch TV, and you're not going to be able to play games with your siblings. So tell me, when it comes to telling things and doing things, what do we expect of you?
To be honest.
Yes, to be honest. That's a great answer. That's a great way of saying it. And should you choose to lose self-control and not be honest?
No.
But if you do, what's going to happen?
I'll face the consequences.
And what were those consequences?
No games or TV for 24 hours.
That's right. That's exactly right. So which do you think would be better for you, to be in control of yourself and be honest, or to lose control and fall to the temptation of buying a lunch at school?
Control and honest.
Great answer, honey. Thank you so much. That's a terrific answer. Okay, we'll look forward to that, and we're going to watch to see how well you do that. Thank you so much. Okay, did you notice how I stayed calm and in control? Of course, this is a role play. It makes it much easier. I expressed disapproval. I focused on what I expected, and we reviewed the expectation. I established the punishment, the consequences, and I made sure that the child repeated the consequences, and even asking her which would be better, which would be in her best interest. And then I have to follow up, because if I don't follow up, then I'm not going to be able to really make sure that this plays out. Because at this point, you have to be diligent so that if the child lies or steals, then they experience that consequence. For taking money, if a child is taking money, you need to guard your property. Monitor how much money you have in your purse and in your wallet, and make sure that you're on top of that. And also, if a child is coming up with money for this and money for that, and you know they have no source of money, then you can kind of set down a guideline that says, unless you can show where the money came from, you're not allowed to use it. And so that's another way of having an influence on the situation. Okay, here's another role play on lying. Let's watch this. We want to talk about a situation where we've had Erin not telling the truth. She's been lying to cover up for her cousin, Sam, when they've been playing together. And we're going to go over to their house this afternoon, and because this is a repeating problem, I'm going to talk about this and establish a consequence for lying, for not being trustworthy. So, okay, Erin, we're going to go over to Sam's house this afternoon. What do you think about that?
I think it's going to be really fun.
Yeah, you like playing with Sam, don't you? A whole lot. Now, one of the things that we always expect of you is that you be completely honest and always tell the truth. So, what do we expect of you when you're over at Sam's house?
To tell the truth.
That's exactly what we expect of you. Now, honey, I know sometimes Sam does some things he's not supposed to, and then he wants you to
Cover up for him.
That's a good way to put it. He wants you to cover up for him. Now, if you're covering up for him, is that honest?
No.
No, it's not honest. Is that telling the truth?
No.
No, that is not telling the truth. And what do we expect you to do?
Be honest.
That's right, and tell the
Truth.
That's right. Now, honey, I know it's hard because you love playing with Sam so much, and you think it's so wonderful to have him, to play with him as a cousin. But if you fall to the temptation of covering up for him, it's going to cost you the privileges that you like around this house, of watching television and of playing games with your sisters for one whole day. How many hours is that?
24.
Right. So what do we expect you to do when you're at your cousin's house?
Be honest.
That's right. And if you fall to the temptation of not being honest, then what's going to happen?
I I can't watch TV or play with my sisters for
That's-
24 hours.
That's exactly right. So what do you think is the best thing for you to do?
Be honest.
Great answer, honey. Thank you so much. I'm going to watch for that.
Okay.
Okay, thanks. Now for a younger child, fibbing, they're just trying to get away with something. We want to make it non-functional. We want to make it where lying doesn't pay off. So, in summary, we want to teach honesty and telling the truth. We want to recognize when your child is being honest and truthful and label them with that point, that's being very honest, that's being very truthful. We want to be an example of honesty, and we want to make honesty a family value. We want to recognize the benefits of being honest that we see in other people and the problems in lying and stealing and cheating that we see in other people. And we make sure we don't motivate our child to lie, so we have to watch the questions we use. And we don't want to reward lying, we want to reward doing. So we can't just take the child at their word all the time. We need enough monitoring to know that they're telling us the truth. So when it comes to eliminating lying and stealing, don't overreact. Start with the try again and give them a couple of chances to let them know that you know better. Don't ask, why did you lie or why did you steal? Not a good answer there. Don't accuse them of things. Don't label your child as a liar or a thief, because you want to minimize the attention on lying and you want to focus on honesty. You want to put the focus on what you want. So for repeating problems, you want to stay calm, express disapproval and disappointment, focus on the expectation, set up consequences. That's lost privileges, what the child will not be able to do if they take something that's not theirs or they say things that are not true. And then you want to acknowledge honest behavior, catch them being good and appreciate it, and you want to be a role model. So thank you for watching Honesty for Elementary and Tween Kids. I'm Tom Dozier, wishing you an abundance of love and laughter in your family, along with limits to help your children behave well and be happy. Thank you.